might believe that wealth dictates power, a common misconception in our modern world. However, Niccolò Machiavelli, the Florentine philosopher, proposed a radically different perspective centuries ago. His insight suggests that true power doesn't always flow from your bank account, but rather from a profound understanding of human nature and strategic thinking. This video will explore 9 of his most crucial rules, revealing why they are often far more potent than mere financial resources in shaping your destiny. Your pursuit of influence, leadership, or even personal resilience benefits immensely from Machiavelli's pragmatic worldview. Understanding these principles helps you navigate complex social dynamics, anticipate human behavior, and safeguard your interests. These aren't abstract theories, but tools for real-world application, offering a lens through which to perceive hidden currents of control and authority that govern interactions daily. We will systematically unpack each of Machiavelli's rules, focusing on their direct relevance to contemporary challenges. You'll learn about the nuances of perception, the dynamics of loyalty, and the strategic deployment of your personal influence. Our aim is to provide a clear, actionable framework grounded in historical wisdom, without resorting to simplistic or manipulative interpretations that often distort his work. As someone deeply immersed in the intersection of psychology, philosophy, and human strategy, I've spent years analyzing historical texts and modern applications of influence. My experience indicates that mastering these Machiavellian principles offers a significant advantage, not through unethical means, but through a deeper comprehension of how psychological power operates in any given scenario. This journey into Machiavelli's mind promises to challenge your conventional notions of authority. So before we delve into the specific rules, it's essential to first establish a foundational understanding of Machiavelli himself and the tumultuous era that forged his controversial yet undeniably insightful philosophy. Grasping his context will illuminate why these timeless rules emerged and why they remain strikingly pertinent today. To truly appreciate Machiavelli's wisdom, you must first step back into the chaotic world of 15th and 16th century Italy. This was an era defined by incessant political intrigue, shifting alliances, and brutal power struggles among city-states, the papacy, and foreign invaders. It was not a time for idealism, but for brutal pragmatism, where survival and the preservation of the state were paramount concerns for any ruler, shaping the very essence of his thought. Born in Florence, Machiavelli was a diplomat, civil servant, and political theorist who witnessed firsthand the rise and fall of regimes. His observations were not academic exercises, but direct analyses of real power in action, often under extreme pressure. He studied historical figures and contemporary leaders, dissecting their successes and failures to understand the mechanics of acquiring and maintaining authority. This empirical approach underpins his entire body of work. He wrote The Prince not as a moral guide, but as a manual for rulers, a stark, unsentimental assessment of how power is actually wielded, not how it should be wielded, according to conventional morality. His work provoked outrage because it dared to separate ethics from effective governance. A radical concept then, and even now. He argued that a ruler sometimes must act immorally to protect the state and its people, a core tenet of the Machiavellian mindset. Machiavelli's insights into human nature are particularly acute. He believed people are inherently self-interested, fickle, and easily swayed. This pessimistic view isn't meant to condemn humanity, but to provide a realistic baseline for strategic decision-making. If you understand these fundamental drives, you can predict reactions and orchestrate outcomes more effectively, regardless of your personal moral leanings. Understanding this historical and philosophical backdrop is crucial because it sets the stage for his 9 rules. These aren't arbitrary suggestions. They are distilled wisdom from a man who saw the stark realities of power firsthand. Now, let's explore the very first rule Machiavelli emphasized, one that often dictates how much influence you truly possess: the profound importance of your public image. The first pivotal rule Machiavelli articulated, far more vital than any amount of money, is the mastery of appearance. You must understand that people often react more to what they perceive you to be, rather than who you genuinely are. Cultivating a specific public image, one that projects strength, wisdom, or benevolence, can be your most formidable asset in acquiring and maintaining influence. This isn't about outright deception, but about strategic presentation. Machiavelli observed that a ruler should appear to possess certain virtues, even if their private actions occasionally deviate. This isn't hypocrisy for its own sake, but a practical necessity for governance. You might possess immense wealth, but without the appearance of competence or integrity, your resources alone will fail to command respect or allegiance. Perception shapes reality in the minds of others, influencing their trust and willingness to follow. Consider the implications of this for your own life. Do you consciously manage how others see you in professional or social settings? Your attire, your demeanor, your choice of words, all contribute to the narrative others construct about you. This isn't about being inauthentic, but about being strategically intentional with the signals you send, ensuring they align with the respect and influence you aim to command. This rule doesn't advocate for dishonesty, but for a profound awareness of optics. A leader who appears decisive and strong can inspire confidence, even in uncertain times, while one who seems weak or irresolute can inadvertently invite challenges. The visible display of confidence, for example, can project an aura of psychological power that is deeply persuasive and often more impactful than a direct display of resources. The power of appearance is fundamentally about controlling the narrative surrounding you. It dictates initial impressions and can solidify long-term influence. However, merely acquiring power through image is only half the battle. The next Machiavellian rule addresses an even more challenging aspect: the constant, vigilant effort required to maintain that very power once it's established, a task far more complex than its initial acquisition. Machiavelli's second rule, echoing through centuries, profoundly states that acquiring power is often easier than maintaining it. You might achieve a position of influence, win an argument, or secure a leadership role, but the true test lies in your ability to hold on to that position amidst competing interests and evolving circumstances. This requires a continuous, proactive effort, a perpetual state of vigilance that money alone cannot buy. Imagine yourself as a leader. Your initial triumph might be exhilarating, but it also creates new pressures. Rivals emerge, external threats shift, and the expectations of those you lead intensify. Machiavelli understood that power is not a static possession, but a dynamic state that demands constant cultivation and defense. A moment of complacency can swiftly erode years of careful construction, illustrating the fragility of unmaintained authority. This rule emphasizes the importance of foresight and continuous adaptation. You cannot rest on past laurels. What worked yesterday might not work today, and new challenges always lurk on the horizon. This requires an astute understanding of current dynamics, a willingness to adjust your strategies, and the mental fortitude to remain constantly engaged. It's an ongoing intellectual and psychological battle. For you, this translates into understanding that personal and professional growth requires relentless effort. Achieving a goal is commendable, but sustaining that achievement requires even greater dedication. Whether it's maintaining a strong reputation, preserving a key relationship, or upholding a professional standard, this Machiavellian principle underlines the unending commitment necessary to prevent erosion of your standing. This constant need for vigilance naturally leads us to consider the tools available for maintaining such influence. Among them, Machiavelli famously weighed the relative merits of two fundamental human motivators: love and fear. Understanding their intricate balance is essential for any strategy aimed at enduring power, forming the basis of our next crucial discussion. Machiavelli's third rule, perhaps his most controversial, directly confronts the delicate balance between being loved and being feared. He posited that while it's ideal to be both, if you are forced to choose, it is far safer to be feared. You might instinctively recoil from this idea, but Machiavelli's reasoning is rooted in a pragmatic understanding of human nature and the inherent unreliability of affection. He argued that love is fickle. It is a bond held by obligation, which men, being self-interested, will break when it suits them. Fear, however, is maintained by a dread of punishment, a more potent and reliable deterrent. This isn't about cruelty, but about establishing a credible consequence for disobedience or betrayal. In times of crisis, fear can stabilize a situation where love might simply evaporate, demonstrating dark psychology in practice. Think about it in a leadership context. If your team only likes you, they might not perform optimally under pressure. If they respect your authority and understand the consequences of failing to meet standards, performance often remains consistent. This isn't to say you should be a tyrant, but rather that a degree of sternness and a clear outline of expectations can be more effective than relying solely on good rapport. The key lies in exercising this fear judiciously, without inspiring hatred. Machiavelli explicitly warned against being hated, as that path leads to conspiracies and downfall. The fear he advocates is a fear of legitimate consequences, a respect for your authority and the order you maintain, rather than a visceral terror of arbitrary cruelty. It's about projecting unwavering resolve and control. Understanding this delicate interplay of emotions is crucial for anyone seeking to exert influence. It requires a deep dive into human psychology. But how, precisely, does one navigate this without crossing the line into revulsion? The next rule directly addresses this critical distinction, highlighting why avoiding hatred is paramount, even when fear is a necessary tool. While Machiavelli advocated for the utility of fear, his fourth rule swiftly introduces a critical caveat. By all means, you must avoid being hated. This distinction is paramount and often misunderstood. Fear, when judiciously applied, can command respect and obedience, but hatred breeds resentment, rebellion, and ultimately your downfall. It is the line between controlled influence and utter catastrophe. You can instill fear through your strength, your decisive actions, or the unwavering application of justice. This kind of fear encourages caution and adherence to rules. Hatred, however, arises from perceived injustice, oppression, or arbitrary cruelty. When people hate you, they are driven by passion, not reason, and will seek your destruction at any cost, making your position utterly untenable regardless of your resources. Machiavelli advised that a ruler should refrain from confiscating property or violating the women of his subjects, as these actions invariably provoke deep-seated hatred. These are not just physical transgressions, but profound assaults on dignity and livelihood, striking at the core of human security. Modern equivalents might include public humiliation, unjust dismissal, or betrayal of trust, actions that breed irreparable animosity. This rule serves as a crucial check on unchecked power. It reminds you that even the most formidable leader must understand the psychological limits of their authority. A leader who is both feared and hated creates an environment ripe for assassination or revolt. Maintaining emotional control yourself is vital here, ensuring your decisions are strategic and not driven by personal vendettas or unchecked aggression. The insight here is profound. A ruler must be both a lion and a fox, but never a brute. While strength is necessary, it must be tempered by a careful understanding of popular sentiment. This brings us naturally to the next Machiavellian principle, which delves into the tactical necessity of cunning and strategic flexibility, the very essence of the fox he often referenced. The fifth rule, embodying the spirit of the fox, asserts the necessity of strategic deception and cunning in the acquisition and maintenance of power. Machiavelli frankly stated that a prince, or indeed any individual seeking influence, cannot always keep their word if doing so would go against their interests. You must be prepared to use guile, to mislead when necessary, and to adapt your truth to the demands of the moment. This isn't an endorsement of constant lying, but a recognition that in competitive environments, absolute transparency can be a severe vulnerability. Imagine revealing all your strategic intentions to rivals. You'd quickly be outmaneuvered. Instead, you learn to read situations, understanding when a direct approach is wise and when a subtle misdirection or a carefully crafted ambiguity serves your objectives better. This is a core tenet of dark psychology when applied ethically. Machiavelli advised being a great pretender and dissembler, capable of masking your true intentions. This skill allows you to control narratives, manage expectations, and keep adversaries off balance. It's about maintaining an advantage, not through brute force or explicit lies, but through a masterful orchestration of information, presenting only what serves your strategic purpose at any given time. Consider the intricate dance of negotiations or complex social interactions. Rarely is every card laid on the table immediately. Individuals with strong Machiavellian mindset tendencies understand the power of withheld information, calculated ambiguity, and presenting a compelling, albeit incomplete, picture. This form of strategic communication allows you to guide perceptions without outright falsehood, demonstrating sophisticated psychological power. However, this cunning must be paired with another vital quality. A fox alone can be trapped. Machiavelli famously paired the fox with another animal, recognizing that mere cleverness is insufficient. Our next rule explores this essential partnership, the need for both adaptability and raw strength to navigate the complexities of power effectively. Machiavelli's sixth rule powerfully illustrates the dual nature of effective leadership. You must be both a fox and a lion. The fox, as we've discussed, represents cunning, the ability to recognize traps and evade them with intelligence and deception. The lion, conversely, symbolizes strength, the raw power to intimidate wolves and defend against aggression. To truly command influence, you must embody both archetypes, adapting to the specific challenges you face. Think about the complementary nature of these roles. Cunning without strength can lead to manipulation that ultimately lacks backing, making you vulnerable. Strength without cunning can lead to brute force that is easily outmaneuvered or trapped, resulting in unnecessary conflict and exhaustion. Your ability to discern which approach is required in a given situation defines your strategic prowess and enhances your psychological power. This adaptability is a cornerstone of a resilient Machiavellian mindset. It means you are not rigidly bound to a single approach. When facing an opponent who is physically stronger, you might employ the fox's guile. When confronting an opponent who is clever but lacks resolve, you might display the lion's unwavering determination. The key is fluid switching, readiness to adjust your posture as circumstances dictate. This principle extends beyond literal conflict. In your career, it might mean knowing when to diplomatically negotiate and when to assert your position unequivocally. In personal relationships, it's understanding when to employ empathy and understanding, and when to set firm boundaries. The ability to shift between these modes prevents you from becoming predictable, making you a more formidable presence. This fusion of mental agility and inherent strength is crucial for long-term influence. However, developing this inner lion isn't about physical might alone. It delves into cultivating profound internal resilience. Our next rule unpacks this idea, reinterpreting ancient military prowess into a modern understanding of mental fortitude and self-mastery, a vital aspect of your emotional control. Machiavelli's seventh rule, originally emphasizing military prowess, translates powerfully into a modern imperative, cultivating profound inner strength and mental fortitude. You might not lead armies, but you face daily battles of will, doubt, and external pressure. A robust internal landscape, resilient against setbacks and capable of sustained focus, is arguably more critical than any external resource, including money, for achieving your objectives. He believed a ruler must constantly study war, even in times of peace, to maintain a ready mind. For you, this means perpetually sharpening your mental faculties. It involves developing emotional control, the capacity to remain calm under duress, and the discipline to execute long-term plans despite immediate discomfort. This proactive self-mastery prepares you for unexpected challenges, ensuring you are never caught unprepared. This mental preparation is closely allied with principles of Stoicism, focusing on what you can control, your thoughts, actions, and reactions, rather than external circumstances. By training your mind to endure adversity, to think strategically, and to resist impulsive decisions, you forge an internal fortress that no amount of external pressure can easily breach. This becomes a source of unwavering psychological power. Your ability to withstand criticism, recover from failures, and persist in the face of daunting odds stems from this cultivated inner strength. It is the invisible armor that allows you to take risks, make unpopular decisions when necessary, and remain steadfast in your vision. Without this core resilience, even significant financial backing can quickly dissolve under pressure, highlighting its irreplaceable value. Developing this internal fortitude, however, is not a solitary endeavor. The people you choose to surround yourself with profoundly impact your ability to maintain and expand your influence. This brings us to Machiavelli's 8th rule, which emphasizes the critical importance of discernment in selecting your advisors and allies. Machiavelli's 8th rule underscores the critical importance of choosing your advisors and allies with utmost discernment. Your ability to wield psychological power and maintain influence is profoundly shaped by the quality and loyalty of the people you surround yourself with. A leader, no matter how brilliant, is only as strong as their inner circle. Bad counsel or disloyal subordinates can undermine even the most formidable position, regardless of monetary resources. You must possess the keen judgment to distinguish between flattery and genuine advice, between self-serving individuals and those truly dedicated to your objectives. Machiavelli warned against flatterers who tell you what you want to hear rather than the unvarnished truth. Identifying individuals who are both competent and courageous enough to offer honest feedback is a rare but invaluable asset. This rule emphasizes the need for an acute understanding of human motivations. Can you trust their intentions? Do their skills complement your weaknesses? Are they genuinely invested in your success? Or are they merely positioning themselves for personal gain? Developing this intuition for character is a vital component of a well-honed Machiavellian mindset, allowing you to build robust and reliable networks. Building strong alliances means understanding that not everyone is suited for every role, and some are not suited to be allies at all. A leader must be able to reward loyalty and competence while swiftly addressing incompetence or betrayal. This clarity in managing your relationships is a form of emotional control, preventing personal sentiment from clouding strategic decisions about your most crucial partnerships. The quality of your network is a direct reflection of your own discernment and significantly impacts your trajectory. While you carefully manage your human resources, it's equally important to acknowledge that not everything is within your direct control. Our final Machiavellian rule addresses this delicate interplay between your actions and the unpredictable forces of the world, the enduring dance between virtue and fortune. Machiavelli's 9th and final rule, one of profound philosophical depth, addresses the interplay between virtù, a blend of skill, courage, and determination, and fortuna, luck or fate. He argued that while fortune plays a significant role in human affairs, a leader possessing great virtù can often mitigate or even conquer the whims of fortune. You might face unpredictable circumstances, but your character and actions can still shape the outcome. Imagine two individuals facing a sudden economic downturn. One, through foresight and prudent management, virtù, has diversified their investments and prepared for lean times. The other, relying solely on good luck, is devastated. While both experienced misfortune, their differing levels of virtù led to vastly different results. This principle applies equally to personal setbacks and professional crises, highlighting the value of preparation over passive hope. Machiavelli suggested that fortune is like a tumultuous river. When calm, you can build dikes and embankments, your virtù. When it rages, these preparations may or may not withstand the flood, but without them, devastation is certain. This perspective aligns with Stoicism, emphasizing proactive measures and internal resilience in the face of external unpredictability, giving you a greater sense of emotional control over your reactions. This rule serves as a powerful reminder that while you cannot control every external event, you absolutely control your response and preparation. It encourages a proactive approach to life, fostering habits of strategic thinking, skill development, and robust planning. This commitment to continuous improvement, to enhancing your virtù, ultimately maximizes your chances of success, even when fortune seems to conspire against you. These 9 rules, viewed individually, offer potent insights, but their true power emerges when you begin to integrate them, understanding how they interlink to form a cohesive and robust framework for navigating the complexities of human interaction and power dynamics. Let's now explore how these Machiavellian principles weave together to create a formidable Machiavellian mindset. Having explored each of Machiavelli's 9 rules, you can now begin to see how they interlink, forming a cohesive framework for a robust Machiavellian mindset. This isn't a collection of disparate tactics, but a holistic philosophy centered on understanding, acquiring, and maintaining psychological power through a pragmatic lens. Integrating these principles means seeing them as a complete system, where each rule reinforces the others. Consider how the art of appearance, Rule 1, supports your ability to choose fear over love, Rule 3, without inspiring hatred, Rule 4. If you project an image of decisive strength tempered with justice, you inspire a respectful fear rather than volatile animosity. Similarly, your strategic deception, Rule 5, becomes far more effective when backed by the inner strength, Rule 7, of a modern warrior, ensuring you use cunning with purpose, not desperation. This integrated approach to power recognizes that no single rule operates in isolation. Your ability to maintain influence, Rule 2, relies on your shrewd choice of allies, Rule 8, your adaptable nature, Rule 6, and your constant preparation for the unpredictable twists of fortune, Rule 9. It's a complex tapestry where threads of perception, strategy, and resilience are interwoven, creating an unyielding fabric of influence. Developing this integrated mindset means training yourself to think several steps ahead, considering the ripple effects of your actions. It's about cultivating both a strategic distance from emotional impulses and a deep, empathetic understanding of human nature's predictable flaws. This combination allows you to operate with a cold, clear logic, making decisions that serve your long-term objectives without being swayed by fleeting sentiments. This level of mastery, however, requires more than just theoretical understanding. It demands consistent, conscious application. Now, let's transition from understanding the framework to practical steps, exploring how you can realistically begin to implement these powerful Machiavellian principles in your own life to cultivate lasting influence. Translating Machiavelli's insights into actionable strategies for your daily life is crucial. You begin by cultivating self-awareness, understanding your current public perception, and identifying areas where you might appear weak or indecisive. Consciously adjust your demeanor, communication style, and even your online presence to project the intentional image of confidence competence, and reliability. Aligning with Rule 1 next, prioritize continuous learning and adaptation, the essence of Rule 2 and Rule 6. Regularly assess your goals and strategies, asking if they are still serving you effectively. Be willing to pivot when circumstances change, avoiding rigid adherence to outdated methods. This flexibility will make you resilient and less prone to stagnation, vital for maintaining long-term influence in any dynamic environment. To apply Rule 3 and 4, reflect on your leadership style or interactions. Do you command respect, or are you primarily focused on being liked? Learn to set clear boundaries and expectations, demonstrating that there are credible consequences for non-compliance without resorting to personal attacks or fostering resentment. This requires a nuanced approach, balancing firmness with fairness to avoid generating hatred. Practice strategic thinking, Rule 5, by considering scenarios from multiple perspectives, including those of your potential adversaries. Before making a move, mentally rehearse various outcomes. For Rule 7, integrate stoicism. By practicing mindfulness or meditation to enhance emotional control and cultivate inner resilience, preparing your mind to face adversity calmly and decisively. Finally, consciously evaluate your inner circle, Rule 8, and actively seek feedback, even when it's uncomfortable. Be critical in choosing those you trust. As for Rule 9, always strive to increase your virtù, your skills, knowledge, and courage, knowing that proactive preparation is your best defense against the unpredictable nature of fortune. These steps initiate your journey toward practical, psychological power. As you begin to implement these Machiavellian principles, it's vital to maintain realistic expectations and engage in rigorous ethical reflection. There is no guaranteed path to power, and mastery requires persistent effort, not overnight transformation. Moreover, while these strategies are effective, they delve into the realm of dark psychology, necessitating a strong moral compass to prevent their misuse. You must accept that manipulating perceptions or utilizing strategic deception carries inherent risks and potential ethical dilemmas. The goal is not to become an amoral puppet master, but to understand the mechanics of influence so you can navigate complex situations more effectively and protect yourself from manipulation. Transparency about your intentions, whenever possible, should always be prioritized over pure opportunism. These rules provide a framework for understanding power, not a license for unbridled ambition without consequence. Machiavelli's work, after all, describes how power is wielded, not how it should be morally. Your own values must ultimately guide your application of these tools, ensuring you contribute positively to your environment, rather than merely exploiting it for personal gain. Your emotional control is key here, preventing these tools from corrupting your core principles. Remember that true, sustainable, psychological power is built on a foundation of respect, even if that respect is partially rooted in a healthy fear of your capabilities. It's about earning influence through strategic competence, not just seizing it through raw coercion. Misinterpreting Machiavelli can lead to isolation and ultimately the very hatred he warned against, undermining all your efforts. We've explored the rules and their practical application, but the question remains: what does power more important than money truly mean in the grand scheme? Let's conclude by reflecting on the profound value of these principles, reinforcing why Machiavelli's insights transcend mere financial gain, offering a deeper, more enduring form of influence. For those who want to dive deeper into ethical application, consider resources on leadership ethics. We've journeyed through Machiavelli's 9 rules, revealing why qualities like strategic perception, sustained vigilance, and the judicious use of fear often eclipse the power of money. You now understand that while wealth provides resources, it does not inherently confer respect, loyalty, or lasting influence. True power, the kind that endures, stems from a profound mastery of human psychology and an unwavering Machiavellian mindset. Your ability to shape perceptions, inspire calculated respect, adapt to change, and strategically navigate complex relationships grants you a form of psychological power that cannot be bought or sold. This internal strength, cultivated through Quiche stoicism and emotional control, allows you to weather storms and capitalize on opportunities that remain invisible to those solely focused on financial metrics. These rules aren't about accumulating riches, but about accumulating influence, the ability to move people, inspire action, and steer outcomes. They offer a blueprint for building a resilient self, capable of thriving in any environment by understanding the fundamental currents of human interaction. This is power as a skill, a craft honed through observation and deliberate practice, far more valuable than a fleeting fortune. By applying these principles ethically, you empower yourself not to manipulate, but to lead with clarity and foresight. You become an individual who understands the intricate dance of human motivations, capable of forging stronger alliances, mitigating risks, and achieving your objectives through strategic wisdom. This is the profound value Machiavelli offers, an enduring legacy of insights into the human condition. Embrace these rules as a means to cultivate genuine, lasting influence in your life. The journey into understanding dark psychology does not have to lead to darkness. Instead, it can illuminate the path to profound self-mastery and ethical leadership. Your true power lies not in what you possess, but in how you understand and navigate the timeless forces that shape the world around you. See you in the next video,